Have you ever used Netflix?
Yeah,
Netflix and
no,
chill? No?
I would say
Okay.
no.
ओके ओके, सबसे पहली अप्रोच यही होनी चाहिए। फंक्शन बनाओ, उसके अंदर डोम पास कर दो, फिर उस डोम को जो आपने एज अ पैरामीटर पास किया है उसकी मदद से सारी मैनिपुलेशंस करो। इमेज क्राउजर, इट्स लाइक फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन यू सॉल्व व्हेनेवर यू स्टार्ट इन मशीन कोडिंग। ओके, अगर आप भी मॉक इंटरव्यू के लिए अप्लाई करना चाहते हो तो नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में मैंने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप का लिंक दिया है, उसको ज्वाइन करिएगा। मैं जब भी फॉर्म निकालता हूँ, एक फॉर्म के जरिए हम मॉक इंटरव्यू के कैंडिडेट्स को सेलेक्ट करते हैं, मैं उसका लिंक हमेशा व्हाट्सएप पे डाल देता हूँ। तो आपको क्या करना है, आपको सिंपली व्हाट्सएप ज्वाइन करना है, फिर इंतजार करना है कब मैं फॉर्म को ओपन करूंगा। जैसे ही मैं फॉर्म को ओपन करूंगा, मैं वहाँ पे व्हाट्सएप पे एक लिंक भेज दूंगा आपको, वहाँ से आप फॉर्म फिल कर सकते हो। फिर मैं रैंडमली किसी को भी वहाँ पे मॉक इंटरव्यू के लिए सिलेक्ट कर लूंगा। Hey Nicholas, so let's quickly jump to your intro, okay?
Sure, sir. I'm Nikhilesh. I've completed my graduation from Computer Science and Engineering last year from Usmania University in 2023. And since then, I'm preparing for full stack development. And currently, I'm learning backend development. So, my skills related to the front end are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React and Redux.
Got it. So you are doing mock interview for front-end developer role, but you are preparing for the full stack role, right?
Yes.
So why? What is the reason?
Yeah, like currently, I've started to apply for front end roles only, but in the meanwhile, I'm preparing for backend.
So
So generally,
is it like a backup plan? If you don't get into front end, then you will get into back end like that or something
yeah.
else.
Anyways, the time which I'm applying for front end, I might get some delay from the recruiters. Right? These days, they won't message.
Aha, makes sense, makes sense. Even when I was interviewing as a fresher, I prepared for full stack only, because only then you will realize what is for you. Is it back end or the front end? So it's obviously, it's not like you have to prepare only for the one domain. You can prepare for both. It's okay. Cool, eh?
Yes. Sure.
And let's uh, talk about your intentions from this mock interview. What do you expect from this mock interview? Why are you giving this mock interview?
Okay. So like, even though I'm preparing my best for any role or anything that I'm studying, I don't know like where I stand in the competition. So this mock interview gives me an opportunity to test myself with the skills that I have acquired and whether I'll be able to apply them to a real problem solving issue in the world or not. Like I wanted to check myself. And
Your
this is a great
your answers is really great. +1 for that.
thank you, sir.
Cool, eh? And as we discussed in the offline session, so we'll be doing a machine coding round today because that's what your weak point is, right? And you
Yeah, yeah.
wanted it to be in JavaScript and HTML, so we'll be doing it in JavaScript and HTML only. Now I'll be sharing a code sandbox link with you, and we'll be coding along there. This will be a 1 hour machine coding round because normally whenever people take machine coding round, they get 1 hour only. Okay, for the machine
Yeah.
coding round, including everything, coding and discussion and everything. So I'll just share the link with you. Image carousel. It's like first question you solve whenever you start in machine coding. Okay. So if you are familiar with VS Code, you can also enable VS Code Web. This will give you a UI just like VS Code. But it's okay. If you are familiar with Code Sandbox, you can just stay here.
Hmm.
Cool. है? So have you ever used Netflix?
Yeah.
Netflix and
No,
chill? No?
I would say
Okay.
no.
Okay, okay. ठीक है. Uh, well, that was a good move, huh? Okay.
No, like
So,
not
uh,
like I have not used it on my laptop, just on the TV. Like I've watched some series and all.
okay, okay. No, not an issue. ठीक है. So you have to provide a image carousel for the Netflix. Let's say that, okay? The
Hmm.
must-have requirements are carousel should support infinite scroll. So user can just click next, 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 next. It will be infinite. Okay. So let's say if there are 3 items on the screen right now and user click next, then next 3 items will be visible. And then when user click next, then next 3 items will be visible. and if the items are I mean done, so they are done and the length of the items were 9 only. So now on clicking next, you will have to redirect user to the first 3 images. Got it?
Yes,
So
sir.
this is what I mean by infinite scroll. Next and previous button should be functional and they should support infinite scroll. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
in good to have part, it's like it's optional. If you want to do it, you can do it. Otherwise, it's not must have. So carousel should be responsive. So let's say if we are rendering it in mobile, so it should show the 2 or 3 images only as per the mobile dimensions. Okay. And yeah, and the next good to have is zoom into a card if user hovers on it, as you can see in the first image, the rain movie. It's popped up. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we can start code now. I have already provided few of the movies images. On line number 26, you can see there's a div of carousel in which we have few images link. You can use them. Okay.
Okay. So this is the carousel part,
Yep.
and at a time I have to show 3 images, right?
It's on you. You have to make it responsive. I would say, let's say if the screen is capable of showing 2 images, then show two. If screen is capable of showing 2.5 images, show 2.5. And whenever user will click on the next, you will basically adjust and you will calculate the dimensions of the next item accordingly. I think you are getting my point. So in this question,
Got
you have to calculate dimensions of the card it is taking in the viewport. So like that.
Okay.
Well, that's advanced functionality. First, let's focus on the carousel part. Let's start with the carousel.
Okay. So it should support infinite scroll. So as I click on the next button, like it should display. Let's say currently I'm showing only one image,
Mhm.
so it should display the next image
Yeah, exactly.
till till the list of images like become exhausted. And if it is the last image, then I have to again from the first image.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 6 images. So just minimize this.
एंड यही पार्ट इसको थोड़ा अलग बनाता है नेटफ्लिक्स इमेज ब्राउजर को. सो इफ यू सी इसको पूरा खोलो, सो यू कैन सी देयर आर 1 2 3 4 and 5.5 images, राइट?
Yeah.
सो इट्स रेस्पॉन्सिव. सो अगर आप नेक्स्ट पे क्लिक करोगे तो वो पहले जो हाफ इमेज कट हुई है वो पहले पाएगी. ओके. सो
Oh,
अगर अगर आप स्क्रीन साइज को कम करोगे तो इट विल शो 4 or 3.5 image as per the dimension of the width. So you have to calculate like this. That is why I said image carousel is easy, but there is a catch. This is the catch.
so here if this image is showing half, so when I click this image
Next.
should be the first visible image here.
Yep.
And that should be fully visible or the remaining half only has to be visible?
Sorry.
Fully visible. Like that has to be fully visible, na here?
Yeah, exactly. Because it was half visible na to the user. Now we want to make sure that it is fully visible.
Okay, so this entire images get replaced, right?
Either you can do that or you can also just swipe the first
Like
image. That also works. Getting my point? So let's say if user clicks on next यहाँ पे, so 1983 पीछे चला जाएगा. मिशन जो ये दूसरी मूवीज है रशियन डॉल, द रेन, ये सारी आगे आ जाएगी. ठीक है. तो ऐसा भी कर सकते
okay,
हैं. मतलब एक एक
okay,
करके मूव कर रहे हैं हम, ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं.
okay, so this is the first time I'm seeing such a functionality.
Have you ever implemented image carousel vanilla JS में?
Yeah, in React I've done the carousel where like on clicking the next only like here we have multiple images. There only one image at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Even I've done that only. Even I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this or not.
Yeah, but I'll like approach this one step at a time. Let's see if I can get to.
I tried this once. It will need a function or something you can say, which we don't use in day-to-day coding. So, we'll figure it out. Okay. Just try to create image carousel first.
Okay.
So how are you going to do this? Will you be using the JS logic or will you be using the CSS overflow hidden, something like that?
Sorry, what is
Translating
the first one you said?
the JS, calculating everything. And the
Oh,
second one is like CSS, overflow hidden, clicking next, translating, scrolling.
yeah. So
I've given you
overflow,
two approaches.
yeah, overflow hiding it was the first thing to come to my mind, but uh, yeah, I think I should be able to figure out as I do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
So your time
yeah,
starts now. It's 11:12 and we will
yeah,
do it till 12:12. 1 hour for this
sure.
round.
I'll just cut this and I'll import in the HTML. Okay, so it is in the source folder only. Okay, so my image container is this one. Yeah, so I'll just have the images in this carousel. Hello.
Yep, you're audible.
Yeah, I thought I'm having some lag issues.
No, no.
Okay, so this is entirely an image. So I basically have to replace this image. So just comment this out.
If you have understood the requirements, you can just delete the code also. Okay. From the H1 to the UL, from line number 11 to 26, you can delete. There's no issue.
Okay, so I have to, I guess, store this image URLs in an array.
Makes sense.
So do that first.
And why do you
So
want to do like this?
like because on clicking maybe the next button, I can fetch the next image in the array by taking the current
Wow.
image which you're displaying.
हाँ, ठीक है. Makes sense. Yeah.
But that if only one image has to be displayed, I guess. So first, I guess I'll try with my first image at a time only on the screen.
मैं कहता हूँ एक बार देखो, वो उसको भूल जाओ कि यू हैव टू रेंडर रेस्पॉन्सिवली. एक बार वर्किंग कर दो इसको कि नेक्स्ट पे जाके भाई आगे जा रहा है. ओके, स्क्रॉल हो रहा है. ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
ऐसा
Yeah, yeah.
सोचो.
Okay. So I'll just copy this.
आई विल डू इट फॉर यू. ओके, आप तब तक दूसरा कोड स्टार्ट करो.
Oh,
ऑनलाइन है ना इसमें? ऐसा कैसे हो गया? आई एम नॉट एबल टू सी योर कोड. हाउ?
like the screen is not visible to you?
नहीं 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 नहीं, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्क्रीन. द कोलैबोरेट पार्ट of code sandbox. I can't see your code on my browser.
Now is it visible now?
Oh, okay.
Like
No.
I guess I have to
Okay,
save every.
you have forked it na. That's why. Hmm. Mock interview forked. I will have to go there. ठीक है, मेरे को परमिशन ही नहीं है. कोई नहीं. अ,
Okay, so
या सेम ही इमेज ऐड कर दो अभी के लिए. कहाँ तक कॉपी पेस्ट करोगे?
like I will not be able to differentiate whether the button is really working
हाँ
or not.
तो फिर दो दो कर दीजिए ना. ये दो करके
Yes, sir.
इनको ही
I'm.
कॉपी पेस्ट कर दीजिए.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, currently like there are six. Basically two only. So this is my images, and I have to have a div that I can display the images. So this is the div, right?
Yep.
So I'll comment the, or I can cut them basically. Let me have this collected here. So in my carousel, I should have like buttons, right? One is the previous button. So I will just use less than for that. And for the greater than this one. And maybe here I can have the images displayed. So, okay, I have to make them like in a line. I just quickly style them. So I can have width as 100% and I'll give a border. And give some height to this also. Yeah, so here is the carousel. I have to make the display flex so that the buttons are aligned.
Mhm.
And let me just space them a little bit. Yep. Yes, good.
This is too
Here.
little bit.
Which one? You mean the font size of the buttons? Or?
नहीं नहीं, the space you said na, we'll just give a little bit space between the arrows.
Oh, that. Okay, there is scrolling. Okay, so I'll remove the margin from. Okay, so the issue is with this scroll bar. So in this browser, this scroll bar is also kind of accounted in the total width. Okay, I can just 90% only. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that should be good enough as of now. In the images, I have to display my images. So I'll have the images also here.
Uh, in a MNC interview, I was told to code this on Google
Okay,
Doc. Just imagine that.
it should be.
MNCs and their love to Google Doc.
Yeah, like they kind of want the minimalism,
Hmm.
like resources to you, and you have to. Okay, so let me just do this for now. I can have an image tag, and the source of this can be. Oh, this is also image. This is image list. Okay, the image is not downloading, I guess.
Uh, Let me see. What is the issue? Inner HTML. Refresh the page. Go. हाँ हाँ, क्लिक करो हार्ड रिफ्रेश। पहली बार में मेरे
Yeah,
साथ भी ऐसा हुआ था। आई थिंक द लिंक इज ब्रोकन देन।
let me just place paste this in tab. Yeah, it is working here.
Maybe it is blocking this.
Yeah, maybe this code sandbox, I guess, does not have permission for that.
नहीं नहीं यार, पहले तो रेंडर हो रहा था when we did it in HTML, right? And this is like that only. Just inspect this. Click on elements. Inspect करो इस इमेज को.
Oh, okay. Where was that? Yeah, the link is good, I guess.
नहीं नहीं, स्लैश आ रहा है ना लास्ट में. Maybe this is the reason. But slash
Yeah,
uh, uh,
yeah, like the slash is part of tag only. I thought I've placed it inside the template literal, but it is not like that.
I think I got the issue, but let's save. I think this is the issue only.
Yeah, now it is
Okay.
coming. Okay, so let me give a class for this. I'll just give char image. 300 pixels. Yeah,
Looks good.
so now I'll implement the next button. So
So are you trying to show one image at a time?
yes, currently I'll try to do that. Then maybe I can figure out how to
नहीं,
have
but
multiple.
दोनों के अप्रोचेस काफी अलग है, सच बताऊं तो.
Oh,
So you will have to try that only. Showing all images at once, then clicking next.
okay. So
Render all images first, then we can
yeah,
figure it out. पहले
sure.
एक सारी images को स्क्रीन पे रेंडर करा दो.
ठीक. So यहाँ पर right. Okay. So I can have this inner HTML and template string. Maybe I can map through my images list.
Okay. Have you ever heard about document fragment?
Document frag, yes. Like in JS, yeah, I've heard about document fragment, but I've used it very rare. I guess it is basically like how React fragment is there for React. Here it will basically group the children into one as a one parent.
It's like a virtual DOM.
Oh, not.
So the DOM operations are very heavy, na? So just to
Hmm.
uh, avoid doing DOM changes again and again, we use document fragment. It kind of do the changes virtually without affecting the real DOM.
Okay, I have heard about Shadow DOM. Maybe does that play part in the
नहीं
fragment?
नहीं, Shadow DOM is a different story. So even I
Okay.
forgot about Shadow DOM. हाँ, मैं भी भूल गया.
I can map in this fashion, but I don't know if this is a correct approach or not.
सच बताऊं तो आपको IMG टैग ही यूज करना चाहिए था उस टाइम. बट आई थॉट कि आप ये सोच रहे हो कि डायनेमिक बनाना है इसको. ठीक है,
No,
कोई
like
नहीं.
my approach was that I will like fetch all of the images in this container and I can have the flow as hidden.
वो तो आप क्लासेस से भी कर सकते थे ना. लेट्स से इफ द वन इमेज इज ये कैप्टन मार्वल है ना ये. हाँ, सो अगर
Mhm.
ये स्क्रीन पे है, वन इमेज इज ऑन द स्क्रीन, यू कैन जस्ट ऐड अ क्लास एक्टिव. एंड इफ अनदर image you want, you can just click on next and then another will be active. So that also you could have done. But ठीक है, because we are JS people, we love JS, we will do it in JS.
So I can return. Okay, but this map is going to return me an array. Hmm. Okay.
है
Oh,
ऐसा कैसे? Okay.
let me just map through my images first. For each image, I can return an image tag. With the source as oh,
This is not React ना, क्या कर रहे हो ये?
no, this template literal.
Where is
Acha, won't
template literal? Where is template literal? I can't see that.
like this embedding you're asking or returning this HTML?
I'm not sure what are you trying to do. It's like a JSX thing.
Okay,
So
so maybe
just
when I map through images, I have to have added it to the HTML directly.
it was so easy, huh? You could have done that also. Obviously, there are complications of DOM doing changes again and again, but huh, for now we can do that.
So I can do this, I guess. And yeah, but I can have my image, something like this.
Do not forget the space before slash. Uh,
Okay, I guess so. I'm mapping through images and basically, oh, this has to be returned. I don't think we need to return also. So in the HTML, I'm keeping on adding this image text where I'll have my images.
एक जाओ जाओ.
Yeah, coming. It is coming. So I just have to have this class added. Yeah. Okay, since this was a div, that for that div also I have to make it display flex for the images div also. I have a gap of let's say 0.2 rem. Yeah. Let me see overflow x hidden. How does that work? Yeah. This this is like the rendering is good. Now I have to figure out on clicking the next button, right? Okay, so somehow I have to get the last images index value.
Or maybe you can just get the first image width and then you can scroll. समझ रहे हो? So
Yeah,
let's,
like you, I'll
हाँ
calculate the width this first image.
हाँ,
Then I have to scroll in X direction, I guess, or X direction only.
by 200 pixels plus the gap between these two cards. That's it. And you're done.
Yeah,
How
so
simple.
I'll just try to say by translating it is gonna work. I just say 10%. Oh,
It's not loading in real time, I guess. Try refreshing the page. Uh, just a second. Oh, translate X 10%. Does it support percentage?
yeah, I guess it supports.
Just 200 pixels.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't.
oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, minus 50%, minus 50%. Correct.
Yeah, the famous centering diff
Ha ha
question.
ha.
Okay, I'm doing the translate. Yeah, spelling
Transform,
is
I
correct.
guess. Transform,
Oh,
translate X. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, transform. Right, correct. Thank you for that.
It's
Yeah,
working.
it is working, but it is again overflowing from this.
So, and what did you expect it from this?
Yeah,
What?
this will translate that whatever the images divs content is there by 100 pixels to the right. So it has moved right, but I want this the next thing. Like I have to do minus only here since we have to scroll on the left. Yeah, this I guess is good.
But the other images are not available now.
Yeah, that also I have to figure out. So this I have to do in my JS only to
Uh,
get the width.
just remove the overflow hidden.
Okay. Should I have the
Now,
transform here?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Transform.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is.
It is coming now. So what you can
Yeah.
do, you can apply overflow hidden on top of images, okay? On the parent of images.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was thinking. Like I'm adding here, right? So for
Uh,
carousel, I have to add.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I have carousel here. Yeah. Overflow X should be enough, I guess. Yes.
Yeah. अच्छा लग रहा है प्रोग्रेस देख के
Yeah, like it feels really good.
now you have to just scroll things here and there.
Okay, the buttons are not visible. I'll add the Z index and I'll just adjust their CSS. Okay, they've come here. Okay. So these buttons are in carousel. So I'll make the carousel's position relative. So this translate was working and the overflow that I've given on the carousel that also seems to work. So basically whenever I click on the next button, I have to translate X with a negative of the width of the first image
Negative. Oh,
because it has to go left na, on clicking the next button.
got it. Exactly. Yeah.
So just I'll style this little bit.
अच्छा हाँ मेक सेंस सही कह रहे हो असल में मैं सोच रहा था कि वी कैन डू इट विद स्क्रॉल बट फिर स्क्रॉल में एक दिक्कत आएगी कि वी वोंट बी एबल टू सपोर्ट इनफिनाइट स्क्रॉल ठीक है
It is in the project it seems. Yeah. So where did the other button go? Let it be like this as a form. Okay. Yeah.
देखो स्टाइलिंग buttons is not like a very big task, so you can
Hmm.
even add buttons above this carousel. ठीक है, बस हमें चला के ही तो दिखाना है ना.
Yeah, yes. I've given
So
the positions. That's why I guess they're overlapping.
hmm.
So the previous button from left is rem and the next button from the right is one rem position. Yeah, now it is visible.
Hmm. Good.
For both, I can have from top, let's say, 4 rem should be good.
अरे इस पे इतना ध्यान मत दो वैसे आप. ठीक है, यू आर डूइंग इट.
Yeah,
स्टाइल्स
sure.
पे इतना ध्यान मत दो. लेट्स फोकस ऑन फंक्शनैलिटी.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll select those buttons. Okay, I guess I've got the buttons here. So I'll add the event listeners to them. So whenever a previous button is clicked, so I have to translate the content inside my images container. Is it images or carousel? Yeah, it is images only. Yeah. So images. This should be div. So I have to use the style of the images. Then I can transform. Yeah, I want to have width of the first image. I guess I've given in the CSS itself, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it is 300 pixels. So in this case, every image is 300 pixels. So I can directly subtract the hard-coded 300 pixels value. Translate x pixels. This is previous button. I have to translate it positive way. So this is 300 pixels. Okay, but the thing is, if I click on previous, yeah, here it is empty because that is
yep.
first. That, that is the first. Okay, so let me just do the next button also. And here it is minus 300 pixels. Yep. Oh, it is not coming or what?
Why would it come? It's already on 300 pixels, na?
Like I've clicked the next button.
हाँ, so ये ऐड थोड़ी होगा उसमें. It's
Like
already
it
300
got,
pixels.
yeah. So like if I click again, then again this after Marrow image should come at the beginning, right?
Nope. It will be at 300 pixels only. It's a style.
Oh, okay. So
So the style was translate as 300 pixels. Now you have again clicked the next button. Now the style will be replaced by the same only. So nothing has changed. You have to add 300 pixels to the last scroll.
okay, so and I have to maintain the click count as well.
Mhm. Click count.
Um, yeah, click count.
Oh,
So
we can do that. Yeah.
there I can do that. I'm guessing, or let me have a template literally. And here I can have this minus 300 into I. This should be pixels. And let me have my I initially as 0. Is it 0? No, it has to be 1. And in this event listener, I can basically increment it. me see if this works for next. Yeah, it is working.
Wow, basic functionality is done.
Same I have to do for this also. 300 into, okay, so let me have just J,
Why 300?
like the images width is 300, right?
Okay, we will come to this later.
Yeah. Okay, so, okay. So the subsequent clicks are not actually working. Like it only works either just for next button or just for previous button because the stuff is getting overridden.
I didn't get you. Come again.
So I thought like, let's say I've clicked on the next button once,
Mm-hmm.
then this image came to the front, right?
Yep.
So when I click on the previous button, I thought that this will go the right side and the left side the previous image will come. But actually, like it is taking the initial position only
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
the style,
yeah.
right? This was the style.
Mm.
So I have to maybe do this in a different manner. So if I clicked on the next button once, then I clicked on the previous button once, then the difference is zero in the next count value and the previous count value. So maybe I guess I have to use that here. So here it should be j minus I, and here it can be I minus j. So if I clicked on previous button twice, so my I will be 3 and j, if I'm not clicked on the previous button till now, j is 1. So 1 minus 3 should be minus, right? So I guess they should work. Okay, initially both are 1. So I have to add 1 to both. Okay. And yes, sir, it is done. That functionality.
Wow.
Chat cursor is not clearly visible. Yeah. So now one thing that I have to ensure is like if this is the first image, then on clicking the last image should come. Basically, this div has to append its to the previous from here.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe you can start from the second or third position, maybe middle.
Hmm. Yeah.
Getting my point? So if you start from the middle, you will have an advantage that when user clicks the last previous button, there is a div already present. And in the meantime, you can append the last div to the first one if user has clicked the previous button.
Okay, I have to remove from there and add it, or
You have to remove from the last and add it to the first.
okay. So let's say I'm just like currently I'll focus on the next button only. So if the user has clicked, let's say once, twice, thrice, 4, 5. So after he's clicking 5 times, which means I have 6 images, right? So if I click like 5 times, or I can ensure it every click the previous image is appended to the next. Okay, so that is what is it? Images list, right? So
Think of it like this. Uh,
you can
okay,
remove
nahi, nahi,
this.
nahi. It will cause one issue if we append it to the first. हाँ यार इसमें तो इशू आ जाएगा क्योंकि लेट्स से if you are in the middle, then you will
Hmm.
have to use translate x default value uh, to maybe if it's at the third position, then you will have to do 3 multiply 300, right? But let's say if user clicks on next, now you
Yeah.
will have to remove the first one and add it to the last. Okay, okay. I think then we won't be using translate x because by manipulating the DOM, it will do the thing, right? What do you think?
Yeah. Hmm.
So, so if user is at the last one,
Yeah.
I think we won't have to use translate x then. If you are just manipulating the DOM, it will automatically come the next image or the last image, whatever user triggers. Are you
Okay.
getting my point?
No, actually, like I'm thinking, like, what is the issue with this approach? Like, I'm figuring out. Maybe, like, let's say I've clicked on the next button. So here, this is the position, right? This is the first image, and this is the second image.
Mm-hmm.
So when I click on one, I thought that obviously this will be translated here, right? So this image will be hidden somewhere in this particular area.
Yeah.
So, however, like since it is hidden there only, I can remove that and I can push it to the end of my images. So every time I click on my next button, I have to find out the index of the image which just left out from the screen.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I can remove that from my images list and I can push it to the end of the images list.
Yep. Exactly. That you can find out from the counter only, na?
Yeah. So I'm
Just.
clicking
Hmm.
J. So I can use J as the index or J minus one has to be actually because I'm initializing it with one. Na?
Mm-hmm.
So if I click on one, okay, I used this I for next count. So if I click on one, then I here becomes two actually. So I have to do here I minus two.
Or maybe you can
And
just move this code to 30.
here, oh yeah, that also works. So
Acha, one more question. Let's say if we click next, the images first image will be removed and the second image will become the first one, right? Now, what will be
yes,
the value of I?
yeah. So I clicked on the first, so I become two here.
Yep. And if user clicks next, now the second image won't be removed. No, sorry, the first image won't be removed. Only the second image will get removed.
Yeah, so let me just think. So if I click on one, my I is one only because I'm incrementing after the array operation. So currently I is one. I'm removing one minus one, which is the zero index. Okay. So when he clicks on second, now I is two. So two minus one will be one. So one is nothing but this image only, which is showing.
But you don't have to remove this. You have to remove the first one. You
I
always have to
always,
remove the first
yeah,
one.
yeah. So zero and one.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this splice returns us the number, like the thing whichever got deleted. I'll just do with a random array.
Even I don't remember these splice, slice. I think splice is mutable.
It changes the array.
I guess so.
Like I'm just checking whether I can be able to return the, like collect the value in the return of the splice there.
Makes sense. You have enough time, huh?
So this is the issue with this console.
Sorry, what was the issue?
Like it won't be able to like give me the solutions accurately. Like I don't know why.
Niklesh. tell me one thing. How come mutating or changing an array affect your DOM? You have to do some DOM operation also, na?
Uh, yeah, here, right?
You have to do the DOM operation instead of doing image list or splice.
Yes, so every time my array is getting changed, I have to render them.
Yep. So basically, think of it like this.
Then
You
in that
have,
case, we don't translate according to you.
yeah, we don't have to translate, na? We are just removing and adding an element, so it will just come to on the
Yeah,
screen.
like the images are getting replaced with their consecutive images in place, so it appears like it's scrolled actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
We won't have animation, but at the end, we can obviously do much better. But to just make this work, we could have done this. I think you got my point, right? So
Yeah.
what you are trying
Should
to
I do?
achieve is you're trying to manipulate the original array, which is images list. But you have to
Yeah,
manipulate the DOM. You have to get the all DOM elements, all DOM nodes. Then you have to iterate through them, and you have to replace the last one with the first one, I guess. No,
yeah.
the second one with the first one if the next is clicked, and last one with the first one if the previous is clicked.
So then I don't need this code also. This also. Right. So whenever I click on my next button, I have to perform these operations, right?
Hmm.
So let's uncomment this. I was wondering if like I have removed this element, right? So this since splice is a method, it can return me some value. So is that value the first image I wanted to check?
Okay, one more thing. Uh, Instead of rendering first image on screen, we can start with second image. And why am I saying this? Just to let the user know that infinite scroll is there. So even if he clicks the left arrow icon, the user will be able to scroll. ठीक है तो मतलब basically we will show a glimpse of the previous carousel item also, just to give a hint that the carousel is
Okay.
having
Yeah.
infinite scroll.
Okay, but like if that's the case, then this will start from the second image only. So here I have to show the glimpse of the first image, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is like the second image, and the first image will show some glimpse. And when we click the left icon, the that will come here, and the last item will be inserted on the first, which will be shown as a glimpse now. It's simple, okay? What you have to do as a brute force approach, I'm telling you, you have to get all the DOM nodes, okay? Then you have to manipulate them. That's it. On clicking next, on clicking previous, you don't have to do anything else. You have to pop, you have to push.
Okay. Yeah. So I
So
can basically, if that is the next button, if I'm clicking on the next button, I have to remove the first, right? So I can just shift it, and then I can add that whatever that got just shifted. So
acha,
cons.
you are doing it like this. Okay, how I was thinking is instead of doing it in the URL array, we could have get the array of DOM nodes, then we could have manipulated that only. वो simple होगा ना? And then we can just do inner HTML is equal to this. Obviously, that's not optimized, but working के लिए as a brute force approach, we can do that.
Okay, so like currently this is only coming to my mind. Like I will try this. Like if there is time, we can do that also.
Cool है,
Like
cool
what
है.
you're
This is the only functionality we have to build. So you have like 10 minutes to do this.
saying. So if I'm clicking on the previous button, I have to move that last item, which is pop, and I can, should I append it? Okay, I have to append it, right? So I have to use unshift here. And I can have this in a function, which is update DOM. Let's take it. And every time this is, I can call the DOM update method here. So I don't think I need any argument because however it is global level only array. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, first of all, initially also have to call this. So, okay, it is not working. Okay, initially I have to like click the inner HTML, whatever it was there. And after that, I
You
can
can just remove that plus ना, प्लस ही रिमूव कर दोगे ऑटोमेटिकली रिप्लेस हो जाएगा.
but like it will get replaced on every image that I am traversing in the array. But I want the all images to be appeared, right?
ओह हाँ, सही कह रहे हो.
Why? What is the issue here? Just save. Okay, initially I've emptied out the HTML inner, then I'm mapping through this, and I'm adding this to that. Hmm. Okay, it is the issue with code sandbox, I guess.
I don't think so. Can you do
Elements
the?
is empty only entirely.
अरे वो तो डेव टूल्स का इशू होगा ना. But the rendering is not happening. It's something else.
Okay.
Just go below. I have to check something. What are you trying to achieve? Okay, you have called update home. Okay, just scroll up. Mhm.
Let me just add a console log here. Okay, it is not coming.
Maybe there's some syntax error or something.
No,
That
I
is
guess
the
this is all hard coded, right? So HTML and CSS is rendered while JavaScript is like executing, I guess, or there is some issue in JavaScript execution.
maybe.
Yeah, the HTML and CSS is done rendering on the screen.
By the way, do you know this approach is like very intern level? This is
Very,
like very basic brute force approach.
the one
Not
trying.
not optimized at all, yeah. Because just think about it. Whenever you are clicking next, the whole DOM, the whole images element will be re-rendered. Let's say if there are 50 to 60 items, you will feel some lag, a flickery UI, you can say, and you won't see any
Yes.
animation. So ideally, what people does, they use the scroll. The scroll,
Okay, like I've not used it before. Maybe I can try. Okay.
the scroll to element, if you know, for going to the next and the previous. But
Oh, got it,
anyway,
got it.
we don't have the enough time now.
Okay,
And
so X coordinate, I have to basically mention the width of how much I have to scroll. Y should remain 0.
yeah,
If I want to scroll the window, I can use window, but since I don't want that, I just want the carousel to scroll, I can use carousel, not scroll to.
Not carousel. You have to use images dot scroll to, because carousel has overflow as hidden.
Okay. So like, is scroll to like applicable on other thing other than Windows? Because I've heard it is a browser object model method, scroll to.
Scroll to is available. Who told you it's not available?
Like I've heard I've not heard it in the DOM methods. It is actually in the BOM method. So that's why I got confused.
ठीक है. So हाँ. So that is the thing, and obviously we can add animations and all everything. Let's jump to the conclusion part then. I think we are done. Even the code sandbox is done now. Looks like
Yes.
it is tired. Okay, so let's jump to my favorite part, which is conclusion.
Yeah, should
So
I join
नहीं
the
नहीं,
Zoom?
ऐसे ही रहने दो, ऐसे ही रहने दो, क्योंकि कोड भी वॉक थ्रू करना है ना.
Yes, sir.
कूल है. So let's start with the code walkthrough only. Go to the HTML.
Yeah,
हाँ, first thing, you're using div for previous button. ठीक है.
yeah,
इसकी वजह से you had to use cursor pointer. Got
yeah.
it?
I used button instead.
Yeah, exactly. You should have used button, okay? You should use button. ठीक है. जब भी रियल इंटरव्यू करोगे, always use semantic HTML tags. ठीक है. आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स फंक्शनैलिटी मिलती है, सही रहता है.
Yeah, so like button has a cursor by default? I don't think so.
Yeah, it has a cursor. You can just scroll to that. What is that thing? Uh,
Let me check.
the refresh
Like
button.
I've added multiple times buttons, but it was not there. Let's remove the class also from here.
The meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay, let's try it out.
So I should have a border. Yeah. Yeah, see, it is not actually the
Oh
case.
man, sorry. So my bad.
Yeah.
It's not, does not have a cursor, but
Yeah, but
हाँ.
semantically it is correct what you're saying.
हाँ, but you can do, just go back, do the tab.
Controls
नहीं नहीं, go back to that.
CSS.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, that preview screen. That preview,
Okay.
preview, 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 preview.
Yeah, yeah.
हाँ, just click anywhere, or click on good, okay?
Yeah.
हाँ, okay. Now click tab.
Tab.
Yeah. Okay. So now you can see the previous button is focused. Okay. So basically for the
Oh,
accessibility part, we do this. Okay.
yes, sir.
एक्सेसिबिलिटी, मेरे को नहीं लगता अभी कि आप एक्सेसिबिलिटी करोगे फिर ये सब करोगे तो थोड़ा ओवरवेलम हो जाएगा, बट स्टिल आई से ऑलवेज प्रिपेयर फॉर +1 लेवल. जूनियर लेवल के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो तो थोड़ा 1-2 ईयर एक्सपीरियंस जो होते हैं उनको देखो कैसे वो प्रिपेयर करते हैं, वैसे प्रिपेयर करो. सो अगर आप ये बताओगे, वो एक वेटेज डालता है आपके ऊपर ही, ठीक है, कि आपको
Hmm.
काफी चीजें आती है, यू नो वेरी वेल कि व्हाट इज एक्सेसिबिलिटी, एंड यू विल कोड लाइक दैट ओनली. ठीक है, कीपिंग एक्सेसिबिलिटी
Yes.
इन माइंड. सो यू ऑलवेज हैव टू यूज सिमेंटिक टैग्स. ठीक है.
Yeah, sure.
And there is one more thing, which is ARIA label. It is also for accessibility. So let's say you can see this cursor, okay? You see this arrow, right? But
Yeah,
the
this one.
people who uses the hearing devices or something to scroll through the your code, okay? For
Yeah.
them, you have to provide another attribute, which is area attribute, which is ARIA.
Yes.
You know about it, right? So you could have used that also, area label less than maybe.
Oh, okay.
Got it? Now,
Yes.
the main part. Your code is very static. It's not dynamic at all. Okay? So let's say if at another day I come up to you and I say, dude, make this carousel for the testimonials. What will you do? Will you be able to reuse this code? No. Or let's say
Yeah.
if I come up next day and I say, dude, make this carousel working for some monitor or something for TV. where we have to render the images as 500 pixels or 600 pixels. ठीक है? We have to basically show the thumbnails as big as possible. Will this code work? No, because you have used 300 pixels as static value for
So I
scrolling.
can use a constants file and store all the constants there.
Exactly. Sorry,
Yeah.
come again, come again.
Like I can use a constants file
Why
wherein I
would
can
you? No, 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 no,
like
no.
like
Why
I
would
can
you
there I
want
can
a
have
constant file? Why do you want a constant file? You can
like
simply
I'll just
calculate
have
the width.
my yeah like no, I was saying that the initial display width of the images, if someone wants is not 300, let's say 400, so instead of changing it in the places where I have hard coded, I can just change it in the constants
No,
file
no,
for the width. I can use the width here.
that's a good approach, but it won't work here, okay? So let's say you are making something responsive, okay? On a mobile screen, the size can be 100 pixels. On a little bit more screen, it can be 101 pixel, 102, 103. You can't static each of the value, right? You have
Yeah.
to find a way to dynamically get the width and then dynamically scroll through the carousel. So that you have to do using JS, JavaScript. You can use client width or offset width. There are some parameters to get the width, okay? So you can
Yeah.
get the width, then you can scroll accordingly. That's how you have to do it. ठीक है? जब भी you go to the real interview, always try to be as dynamic as possible, as reusable as possible, okay? आज के केस में
Yes.
आपने क्या किया? You are doing index.mjs, okay? So it's like for index.html, but let's say कल मैं आता हूं, कल मैं आपको कहता हूं you have to render this carousel 5 times. Then what will you do? Is this code, will this code able to will you be able to reuse this code? Will you be able to pass just a function and in a DOM node inside it and then this will get rendered? Obviously, no. You have to make the code as reusable as possible. Just think of it as a React component. You create React
Hmm.
components, you reuse them, right? So ऐसे ही
Yeah.
आपको क्या करना था? आपको एक क्राउजर कंपोनेंट बनाना था, उसके अंदर कुछ भी आ जाए, ठीक है? आपको
Yeah.
मतलब नहीं है, आपका क्राउजल का काम है, वो क्राउजल हो जाएगा. Think of it like this. ठीक है? So you could have said कि I will do this in a way that if in future we want to do carousel for something else, maybe text, maybe testimonials, maybe some graphics, so we will be able to reuse it. Okay?
Yeah.
So हमेशा अप्रोच यही रखो. सबसे पहली अप्रोच यही होनी चाहिए, फंक्शन बनाओ, उसके अंदर डोम पास कर दो, फिर उस डोम को जो आपने एज अ पैरामीटर पास किया है उसकी मदद से सारी मैनिपुलेशंस करो. ठीक है? जिससे अगर
Yeah.
आपको इंटरव्यूअर बोले कि आपको एक और क्राउजल बनाना है नीचे, बस सिंपली उस फंक्शन को आप कॉल करा दो.
Hmm.
गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? कोई क्वेश्चन अभी
Yes.
तक?
No, sir. No question.
कूल है. अब नेक्स्ट पार्ट आते हैं. एक बार स्क्रॉल डाउन कीजिए. हाँ, ठीक है. देयर इज वन मोर थिंग विच इज डॉक्यूमेंट फ्रेगमेंट. ठीक है? DOM manipulations are very heavy. We don't do them like this, obviously, and we don't use inner HTML at all. ठीक है? उसके खुद के complications होते हैं that you can read on internet by searching on Google, obviously, or any search engine. तो inner
Yeah.
HTML we don't use. We use append child. ठीक है? We create an element, a node, and after creating that node, we append that node inside the
Yeah.
real
Yes.
DOM. Okay? सो डॉक्यूमेंट फ्रेगमेंट का मैं आपको मोटा मोटा बता देता हूँ क्या करता है वो. थिंक ऑफ इट लाइक वर्चुअल डोम. ओके? व्हाट यू विल डू,
Hmm.
जैसा अभी आप ऊपर इमेजेस को करा रहे हो ना इनर एचटीएमएल को, सो ऊपर जाओ.
Yeah.
सो व्हाट लाइन नंबर 21, व्हाट दिस विल डू, दिस विल append to DOM 6 times. There are 6 images, right? Till the length
Yeah.
of the array, okay? But document
Yes.
fragment में क्या होगा? You will push these image class to document fragment, ठीक है? 6 times, ठीक है? But वो real DOM में नहीं जाएगा, okay? Now what you will do on line number 24, you will push that document fragment to real DOM. अब क्या हुआ? You have done it only one time.
Yeah.
6 से सीधा 1 पे आ गए. सो
Yes,
दिस
sir.
इज हाउ वी डू इट इन जेएस. रिएक्ट तो आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स कर देता है, सो हम इस पे ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. बट
Sir,
यहाँ
just
पे.
one second. Can
हाँ.
you? Yeah, just a second. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. Sorry for that.
हाँ हाँ ओके. सो आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे थे क्या?
No, no, like someone was going out, so
ओके. ठीक है.
yeah.
हाँ. सो नाउ लेट्स कम टू द गुड पार्ट. एक बार देख लेता हूँ कुछ भी बचा है क्या. सो आई वॉज आस्क्ड दिस क्वेश्चन इन अमेजोन इंटरव्यू. ठीक है. And I use document fragment, I use these things, reusable code, create function like that. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
हमेशा ऐसे ही सोचो. Whenever you have to code it dynamically, reusable code. ठीक है. अब आते हैं उस पे, गुड पार्ट पे. फर्स्ट यू
Yeah.
वर वेरी इंटरेक्टिव. ठीक है. मतलब आप
Yeah.
बात बता रहे थे कि what you are doing and why you are doing it. ठीक है. So that was a very plus point.
So the time is less than 1 minute edition.
ओ माय गॉड. ठीक है. सो कंक्लूजन पे आते हैं. इफ आई एम हायरिंग फॉर स्टार्टअप आई विल हायर यू ऑब्वियसली. एंड ये इसलिए होता है, ये इस पार्ट पे नहीं है कि यू आर नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन. ये इसलिए है क्योंकि द वे यू आर टॉकिंग, द वे यू आर डिस्कसिंग एज अ टीम, यू कैन सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम. सो कई बार लोग कहते हैं हम सेलेक्ट नहीं हुए सारे क्वेश्चन सोल्व करके भी, इसलिए आप सेलेक्ट नहीं होते हो क्योंकि एज अ टीम हमें नहीं दिखता है कि आप कोई कुछ क्वेश्चन को सोल्व कर सकते हो. ठीक है.
Yes.
मेरे को ऐसा
Yeah.
लगता है आप एज अ टीम प्लेयर हो, आप टीम में काम कर सकते हो. तो ऑब्वियसली एज अ स्टार्टअप आई कैन हायर यू. बट एज अ बिग स्टार्टअप और एमएनसी आई वोंट हायर यू बिकॉज आपने क्वेश्चन भी सॉल्व नहीं कर पाए हो. ओके.